Hi guys, I'm Abhinav and in front of you is my Hero X-Pulse 230. I call it 230 because it's running a big bore 71 piston that brings it up to about 227cc. So I thought that I've given you a few videos on this motorcycle. Now it's time to list all the modifications that are there on this bike along with the costs. So the base motorcycle, when I bought it from my Hero dealership over here, it cost me 1,37,000 rupees. And then on top of that, I put in the rally kit that includes the rally suspension at the front, a rear suspension, these knobby tires. It also came with risers, which I've taken off because I'm using an aftermarket handlebar, and an extended gear shift lever, this really long side stand, and the rally seat. Now all of these together, the kit, it goes for 38,000 rupees. So that's the first expense after the motorcycle. Now let's talk about what all aftermarket parts I have on the bike. This is a quick shift racing full system exhaust. It cost me 12,000 rupees. Then my motorcycle, it has a big bore kit by NMW 71 piston. Along with that, it's running an NMW tuner, an ignition coil, and also a high lift, high duration camshaft. Now all of these, they sell as a package, a stage 2 kit, and it cost me 24,050 rupees to buy. Now this motorcycle is also running a different clutch. The clutch is 6 spring. The stock motorcycle comes with 4 spring clutch. So that was another 3,600 rupees. Now the labor to do all of that, the engine work, the boring, the reinstallation, everything, it'll range from 4 to 5,000 rupees. Now I have a handlebar. Now this is a generic aftermarket motocross style handlebar. I got this from a friend. He also prepares dirt bikes. His name is Rahul. I'll leave his contact in the description. This handlebar was for about 800 rupees or so. Then Rahul also sold me this Domino replica quick shifter, not quick shifter, I'm sorry, quick throttle, which was for about 1,300 rupees. So it also comes with a side grip on the other side here. Now the mirrors. These mirrors, they are from the Husqvarna Swartpillen. I think the Vitpillen 250 also comes with the same mirrors, and they cost about 1,100 rupees. You can get them from a KTM dealership service center. This headlight, this is a KTM replica, KTM EXC kind of headlight. So this headlight you can, and by the way, I'm running an LED lamp on the inside. So if you want to buy this headlight and the LED lamp, it'll cost you about 4,200 rupees. You can get it from Garage 08. That's an Instagram page. I will leave a link to that in the description below. Along with that, I also have these Acerbis replica knuckle guards, hand guards. They have an aluminium bar inside, so they're pretty sturdy. I haven't dropped the bike, so I don't know, but I have hit a few bushes, so they'll probably have a few scratches on them somewhere. Yeah, little scratches. The mirrors definitely show a lot of scratches. So these knuckle guards were only 1,500 rupees. Now I'm also running KTM Duke 350, not 350, what is it? 390 indicators. Actually, this is a shared part with the Dominar 400, Dominar 250, these LED indicators. So I believe these are from the Dominar, and they cost about 550 rupees or so for a single indicator. So they are about 2,200 rupees in all. Now a lot of you have been asking me about this tail tidy that I'm running. Now again, this is a generic motocross style tail tidy that I got from my friend Rahul, who sold me the handlebar and the the quick throttle as well. So the way it is mounted is, you see this piece, this black piece, this used to hang somewhere low. So we cut all of that. We had to reshape a lot of parts, and then we put the tail here up like this, and then we installed this little tail tidy over here. So in order to fit my number plate, what Rahul did for me was he created this metal bracket, this metal piece that runs along under the tail, and it sort of comes out over here. So um that's how the number plate is mounted. Now initially, do you see this bolt? This bolt wasn't there initially. So this bolt is holding the metal rod that's running under the tail, because what happened was, after a lot of abuse off road, this started to bend and hang. So the number plate was hanging much lower. So yesterday at Speed Monks, I just asked Golu bhai to just put a bolt here, and so that it's stable and it stays. All right, what next? I have foot pegs from the KTM Duke, the KTM 390 Adventure. It's a direct swap, very easy to fit, only 650 rupees. Now since this is exhaust is a BS4 routing, earlier exhaust was BS6, so the pipe used to come from under the engine, but now it is from the side. So I had to get this BS4 this heat guard. It's only 250 rupees. Along with that, I also got the BS4 bash plate, aluminium bash plate that Hero sells. This was necessary because the cat would sit somewhere over here, the cat con, on the original exhaust, and then they had an extension of the bash plate. So after I removed all of that, it was looking really empty and really ugly. So I changed the bash plate. I have this new bash plate which costs about 1600 rupees. Now along with that, what I also did was I put in a rear sprocket from the Hero Charisma. Now the Charisma sprocket, it sells as a set, so the front sprocket and the rear together. The stock sprocket is 38 teeth. I wanted a little bit more grunt. I don't really care about top speed on this motorcycle, so the Charisma rear sprocket is 40 teeth. So the set was for 850 rupees. And along with that, when we sort of rebuilt this motorcycle, the engine with the big bore and everything, we also put in Motul 300 V2. We did not go with the oil that Hero uses in their service center. I think it would probably be, I don't even know if it's semi-synthetic, it could be mineral for all you know. I really don't know. So we went with Motul 300 V2, which I'm assuming is about 1,000 rupees or so. So if I and then I got my suspension tuned. So at the rear, I'm forgetting, I think I'm not very sure about the rear, but the setting at the top, not at the bottom, I'm not sure the preload setting at the bottom, but at the top it's got 10 clickers. It's at number 5, bang in the middle, and it works for me. Up top, so compression, I am running 14. So it has these clickers. It has 26 points. It can click 26 times, left to right or right to left. So if left is 0 and right is 26, then I'm at 14 right now, from left to right on my compression, and it works for me. Rebound, I'm at 16, left to right, again 26 clicks. So suspension tuning also cost me about 2,000 rupees or so. That also included the tail work, the labor for tail work. Alright, so in terms of labor, it has cost me about 6,000 rupees, this motorcycle. If you factor in all the parts that I just said, that have cost me about 93,950 rupees. So in about, I've spent 1 lakh of rupees on this motorcycle so far. So if it's a 1,37,000 rupee motorcycle, it has cost me 2,37,000 rupees up till now. Now what next? Because I'm still not, it's pretty much done, but I want to take it a step further. So I have a couple of more things that I want to do to this motorcycle. I'll quickly go through them. I'm gonna get aluminium rims for this bike, which will cost about 30,000 rupees. I'm waiting for Hero to release the 4-valve head for their upcoming X-Pulse 200 with the 4-valve. So I'll put that 4-valve head in. because this is a 2-valve head, so 4-valve head would just be slightly, maybe it'll liberate another horsepower or so. Then I'm also going to put in an air filter. Currently it's running the stock air filter, so I'll put in a K&N conical or something along with an airbox mod, because I don't want to completely remove the airbox, because this is a motorcycle that runs in very dusty conditions, because I only ride it on the trail. So I need the airbox. We'll just do some mods to it, and on top of the filter we'll put a filter sock, so that a filter cover, so that dust and dirt, it doesn't enter the engine. Then what I also want to do is the front forks, even after setting them up, they feel a little funny. In terms of what I feel is the oil level in the two forks, it's not matching up. My friend Aditya got his forks redone at Speed Monks Performance Center, and when they opened up the forks, it turned out that one of the forks had 250 milliliters of oil and the other one had 300, so mismatch. Then Atul built it. I don't remember what he put in, but he brought it up to 350 ml as far as I remember. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get that done. Along with that, I'm thinking maybe if we can, we'll put in a bigger throttle body and a bigger fuel injector on this motorcycle, so that there's a little bit more fuel that goes in, just for that extra pep. Because the tuner on this motorcycle, the ECU now is completely customizable, so we can play around and we can do all of that. And then one more small thing that I want to do is I want to build a little rack for the rear, a metal rack, nothing fancy, just like the Himalayan, so that I can tie a bag on this motorcycle, a backpack that I can take it to the trails which are in Himachal. Let's just say if I plan to ride it on the road somehow, I decide to take it there, then I'll probably need a rack to tie my bag down. I don't like the stock X-Pulse rack. It wouldn't go with this look, but maybe if it has a Himalayan style metal rack, maybe it'll also be easier to tie down a bag to, using bungee cords or rock straps or something. So that's pretty much it. This is my motorcycle. These are all the mods on the motorcycle that I just talked about, I spoke about. It's not taken a lot of time to build this bike. Almost everything on it was done at Speed Monks Performance Center by Atul Singh. He is the technical head there. And unlike my other projects, this one we managed to finish very quickly, and I think it's turned out to be a fantastic motorcycle. My purpose to build this bike was to hit trails, and I'm able to do that very confidently. The suspension is suited now to my body weight. So when I told you the suspension settings, remember I ride exclusively on trails with this motorcycle, and I weigh about 84 kilos right now, and in all riding gear I'm about 90 kilos. So this is my suspension setting for a 90 kilo fully kitted up guy. 14 compression, 16 rebound, left to right clicks, and 5 at the rear. That's about it. If I do decide to take this motorcycle to the hills, I would probably not use these Maxxis knobbies. These are horrible on the road. Horrible in the sense that they are very tiring on the road, because this tire is not meant for the road. You can ride it on the road 80, 90, but if I have to hold 100, 110 on the highway to take this motorcycle there to Himachal to ride trails there, what I'll probably do is I'll go for a knobby tire which is not this aggressive. Maybe so a lot of my friends here, Aditya, Saransh, they use these Ralco tires. I rode Aditya's motorcycle on Saturday. It had those Ralco knobbies. They're very good on the road, very, very good on the road. Not the same grip levels on the loose stuff, but they're very good on the road, and they're still knobby, so when I hit the trails in Himachal, I don't think I'll have much problems. Also, they're very cheap. I think they're about 5,500 rupees for a pair. This Maxxis tire is about 10,000 rupees a set. So these are all the mods that I have in mind for this motorcycle in the future. And then I plan to use this motorcycle for about a year or so till the bigger X Pulse is in. We all know Hero is working on a bigger X Pulse. In the meanwhile, if Honda launches their CRF 300 in India, CRF 300L, I'm picking that up day one. Goes without saying. If any manufacturer comes up with a dual sport, 300 to 400, I'll probably get one of those bikes because I think a little bit more power is needed than what this motorcycle makes. It's probably making about 5 horsepower more than the stock bike, but even that is not enough. To make it really peppy, I had to shorten the gearing. It tops out at 118 kilometers an hour. So it's not a highway motorcycle. You can make the argument that this motorcycle will do 100 all day, but then the engine is stressed. It's not in its sweet spot. And for doing long distance, the engine needs to be in its sweet spot when you're out on the highway. So I'm gonna remove, maybe I'll upgrade. I'm just waiting for the right moment when somebody launches a dual sport, and anytime a dual sport comes in, internationally, Yamaha just discontinued the WR250. I hope they bring a WR300. I hope Kawasaki gets its KLX 300 in India. Honda gets its CRF 300L and CRF 300 Rally. I think those bikes would be perfect for India for about 4 lakh rupees on road, max to max. Again, quality motorcycles, pay a little extra once, but then if you're getting quality, that's what matters. That's about it, guys. That's about it. These are my plans for dual sport riding, for trail riding. I hope I can ride this motorcycle to the hills and do trails over there. Alright, I'm gonna sign off. I think this video's gotten extremely long. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Abhinav. Have a nice day. Bye bye. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below and I'll try to answer them to the best of my abilities. Bye bye.